Welcome to the final section of this course. We've covered the what, the why, and the how of eIDAS 2.0. Now we focus on what matters most, your next concrete steps. In this module, we translate strategy into action using a practical checklist and roadmap to help your organization move from today's identity friction to tomorrow's trusted digital foundation. Preparing for eIDAS 2.0 is not a one-off project, it's a strategic journey. We'll structure that journey using a proven four-step framework. Diagnose where you stand. Strategize your roadmap. Mobilize the right resources. And align leadership around a clear mandate. This framework turns regulatory pressure into competitive advantage. Before building a roadmap, you must understand your starting point. Ask 3 sets of questions. From a strategy perspective, will you act primarily as a relying party or also as a credential issuer? From a product perspective, where does identity friction cause customer drop-off today? And from a technology perspective, are you ready for standards like OpenID for VP and for a multi-year certification lifecycle? Honest answers here prevent costly missteps later. A strong roadmap is phased and realistic. Phase 1, the first 90 days, focuses on education, assembling a cross-functional task force, and clarifying ownership. Phase 2, 3 to 6 months, defines your first pilot use case and selects partners or solution paths. Phase 3, 6 to 12 months and beyond, moves into development, integration, and engagement with national schemes, which will be available ahead of the final EU-wide cybersecurity scheme. This approach balances speed with compliance. Your roadmap must align with the regulatory clock. While eIDAS 2.0 entered into force in May 2024, the real driver is the September 2026 deadline for member states to deploy EUDI wallets. Working backward from that date and factoring in certification and integration complexity makes one thing clear: technical scoping and planning must start now. By 2030, the EU aims for 80% citizen adoption. eIDAS 2.0 sends clear signals about the resources required for success. You'll need a strategic partnerships lead to navigate the trust ecosystem. Specialized engineering expertise in decentralized identity and cryptography. Dedicated legal and compliance capacity to manage certification and supervision. And product and UX leadership to redesign user journeys around low-friction trust. This is not a side project. It requires intentional investment. Certification is not a milestone. It's a lifecycle. Under ENISA-defined schemes, organizations undergo an initial evaluation in year 0, followed by 3 years of surveillance involving vulnerability assessments and system reviews. In year 4, a full recertification begins the cycle again. This 5-year commitment must be reflected in your budgets, timelines, and operating model from day 1. To secure leadership support, your message must be sharp and outcome-focused. Use the what, so what, now what structure. Explain what eIDAS 2.0 requires, why it matters to risk, cost, and growth, and what concrete action you're asking for. The most effective initial ask is to charter a task force and approve a seed budget for a 6-month discovery and pilot phase. eIDAS 2.0 readiness is not a cost center, it's a transformation catalyst. It reduces regulatory and fraud risk through strong cryptographic identity. It accelerates onboarding by replacing slow, manual KYC processes. It simplifies cross-border operations and builds customer trust through privacy by design. And it creates a foundation for future innovation, from embedded finance to automated digital contracts. The time for preparation is now. This week, convene your stakeholders and complete a readiness self-assessment. Within 90 days, define your roadmap and assign a clear owner. Then adapt the executive briefing template and schedule leadership discussions to secure your mandate. Early action will separate leaders from followers in Europe's new digital trust economy.